Yeah, this your boy D-Mac. I'm back, part 3 to my interview. I did part 2 when I was inside of prison. I did part 1 before going to prison, 14 years of age. So now we're part 3 up on the release. In case you ain't been to my channel and you're new to the channel, subscribe and like. This is a motivational channel to uplift, encourage, and reform. So I'm gonna be interviewed. I'm gonna be questioned about things that went on upon my release, so you can stay tuned, subscribe, and hit the bell, the notification, so you can keep up with what's going on, because I'm gonna keep dropping these videos. Like I said, it's an inspirational channel. It's to uplift, motivate, and encourage, inspire. So y'all stay tuned, man.
D-Mac, when did you get out of prison and how did it feel?
I was released March 4th, 2010. Upon my release, I wouldn't say it was a bad feeling. It was a great feeling, because that's all I ever wanted to do, is just be released, get out of there to start life over. So upon release, man, it was a great feeling. It's something I had prayed for, something I had been waiting for. Of course, I've been waiting for it. I mean, everybody in there want to be released, but upon my release, man, I really, really wanted to be released, because I went in there when I was 14. So being 27 years of age, getting out, it was really like a rebirth, like really my first time ever being free. So it was a great feeling, man, finally being released.
That is so good. That's awesome. What was your first job when you got out?
My first job, I worked at Crystals, Crystals in Byron, Mississippi, for $7.25 an hour, and I know for a lot of people that sound like nothing. And after getting out, I was willing to work for $7.25, because I had been in jail and I was working for free for nothing. And if you didn't work, they'll write you up, lock you down. You have lost the privileges like commissary visitation, things of that nature. So up in there, you was gonna work or you were gonna be locked down. So coming home, my first job, man, was like the best thing ever, because I had never really had a job before in my life, or income, a real income where you can work, get a check, cash a check, file income tax, all these things. It was like just like all brand new to me. So $7.25 was just like enough, because I had never had a job before, a real paying job before. So Crystals and Byron for $7.25 was my first job. I stayed there 2 years. High as my raise was, I went up, the most I ever made there was $7.60. So that was my very first job upon release in 2010. And I worked it for my cousin. She was the general manager, so she gave me an opportunity, and I took advantage for 2 years there. I stayed there 2 years.
Wow, that's so good. Where did you live when you first got out?
When I first came home, I had met a lady on a website, on a chat line while I was incarcerated, through cell phone that was smuggled in. I met her online, and me and her became acquainted and communicated, kept in touch. And my family, when it came time for me to be released, my family, you had to have an address. You couldn't use an apartment, so you had to have like a physical address, or a resident. So my grandmother's resident had been used, because previously my uncle, my brothers had all been to prison, so I couldn't use my grandmother's address. My siblings didn't own any residence. My cousin Tasha was the only person that had a residence, but she didn't feel me and the guy that she was dating at the time would get along, so she didn't think it was a good idea for me to come there. So I couldn't use her address. So what I ended up doing was, the lady that I met from off the chat line, she let me use her address so that I can get home. And it was difficult, man, because I didn't have no family support about being released after 12 and a half years. It bothered me, and it was like a challenge, because it was something I had never done before. So it was like leaving prison around a bunch of strangers and going home finally free to some more strangers. So it was like, man, it was a blessing,
Mm-hmm.
but it was very challenging. So it was very challenging. So that's the residence I had. That's the way I got home. Like I took the necessary step. I did what I had to do, and that's the only address I had. I had no other address. I had no other alternative. I had no other option. So I took it.
Wow, wow, that's something. So, did your family help you in any other way? They couldn't help you with the address, but as far as financial support.
No, I never received anything from my family upon release. Not a release party. Um, no welcome home. Know how you did it or what it was like. No emotional support, no financial support, no physical support, and maybe it had a lot to do with me being away so long and no visitations, things like this. So it was like we were strangers, I guess, because that's the way I was treated. Nobody really came around. So even though I was released, I still felt alone. I always used to say I ain't have no family. So after I told myself that so long, I started to live that way, alone,
Wow.
it wasn't just a lot of support from my family, and it was just very challenging, man, coming home with no support. Like, it was just almost devastating because growing up, my family was there. We was tight.
Mm-hmm.
And when I came home, we were strangers. So it's just
Separated. Wow. Wow.
Life.
That's true. We did see the news, in recent news, after we did part 2 of the interview. They talked about the conditions of the prison and the food. Can you give me a little bit more detail or elaborate on that?
Well, I did do time in the Mississippi State Penitentiary, and that's actually what they're actually referring to, the Mississippi State Penitentiary Parchment. And I can honestly tell you that the food was not the best food. In them conditions, you have to eat. Like, even though it's not up to par, you in a situation where it's survival of the fittest, and I'm pretty sure everyone heard that term, survival of the fittest, but in there it was sincerely the survival of the fittest. The food was picked because it's a plantation yard, so all the food that we ate was food from the crop. It was something that you planted, you grew,
Wow.
you shelled, you picked, you ate, and it wasn't the cleanest, so you had to always stay conscious that you're in jail. So even though you're in jail, you don't think that you should be treated like this, but you're being treated like that. I mean, it wasn't nobody that cared as far as staff members or the Deputy Commissioner, Christopher Epps. They never responded to my requests. I mean, I wrote all kind of requests to be transferred closer to home, for different conditions to be looked into, different gang activities that took place, and I wanted, to speak to someone about, but no one ever answered. And the conditions of the prison worsened. Like, as you can see now, it's on the news. You got people like Yo God Jay-Z threatening to sue the governor of Mississippi for humanity,
Right.
for the way that the inmates are living. And
Right.
and you can see in the news that they talked about it being over 50 years worth of this. So this ain't nothing that just happened.
Wow.
I did 12 and a half years. They say it's over 50 years worth of conditions. So you gotta look. This was before I was born. This place was already corrupt, condemned, and not being ran properly. I would say that I have witnessed guards opening gates, opening doors, allowing other inmates to attack other inmates for whatever reasons. Whether they were payoffs, hits, gang-related activities. We had officers in there that was related gang members. They was related. They participants. They participated in this. So You had to be very, very careful about what guard you disrespected or what guard you crossed, because that guard could very well be the guard that opened that door and allow someone to harm you.
Wow.
So you have to be very conscious. You have to be very, very careful in prison. Very careful. Because I didn't ever see nowhere in prison that was safe. I didn't ever see no door that didn't open eventually. Or if you cross the right person, your door will open accidentally. At least that's what the write-up report gonna say. Accidentally.
Wow. That's crazy. Terrible. Have you kept in contact with any of the people that you met in prison?
I have had guys that I did keep in contact with, my charge partner and some more guys. And that became kind of difficult because I was really going through a challenge being released and not really having a lot of family support, really staying in an environment with people that didn't want to accept me because of where I just come from, not feeling I was up to par for the person I was dating. I guess not really feeling comfortable with me being around because I had come from prison. I had heard terms of being a jailbird, jailbait, all the different terms from that individual family and friends and people around, not really accepting me, not really ever giving me a chance. And it was hard because, like, again, I didn't have that family support. I didn't have no one to share this with. This is my first time ever really speaking about these things and these feelings because there was nobody to talk to outside of God. So coming home and trying to cope was the most important thing to me. And I knew it was easy to give up. So I didn't give up because if I had given up, I would have went back to a place that I resented. I hated so much. I hate that place.
Yeah.
You know, if there's one place on earth that I can honestly tell you, I ain't never been to hell before. But if prison or hell are related, man, I don't know. I hate that place too. Because it's that condemned, like it's that dark, it's that hateful, it's that mean. Prison is a mean place. It is not to be played with. It is not to be taken lightly. It is not a joke. It is not like the rappers say. It is not like the movie. It is nothing like that. The pictures that you seen that was circling worldwide, vivid, horrific, bloody, drastic, that's real. I ain't gonna lie. I know smuggling phones is like one of the biggest problems all over the U.S. and prison systems right now. But I can promise you, if it wasn't for them cell phones, no one would have believed them stories. Right. No one would have believed it.
Right.
If it wasn't for the video.
That's true.
So even though smuggling a cell phone in, a piece of contraband, it seemed like the worst that they can say was going on in prison. Look at the videos, look at the pictures, and you ask me, the phone being there or what's going on in prison is the worst.
Wow. Yeah, well, that's a lot. What has kept you out of prison this long?
God, faith, focus, plans, dreams, hopes. That's what kept me. God, most of all. Fear of going back to that place kept me free. Because if there's one place on earth I'm afraid of, it's that place, because I know I have to be something that I don't like to be, and that's an animal. You have to be an animal there. You have to survive. It's not a place that you get to smile. It's not a lot of smiles there. It's not a lot of playing. It's not a lot of enjoyment. It's a lot of hatred. It's a lot of resentment. It's a lot of people that feel like I made a mistake. Don't nobody care. You become angry. And it's only two kind of people in there. It's predators and it's a prey. And I decided that at a point in my life that I wasn't gonna be a prey. You know, I wasn't gonna be a prey, so I got with the program. I got mean, I got tough, I got angry, I got resentment. I did that to survive.
To survive.
Because it's survival of the fittest. So I didn't just equip myself physically, I equipped myself mentally. So I went through a lot. I'm not saying that I was the toughest, I was the baddest, I was the roughest, but I held up. And I'm here now to tell you, sitting here, that I held up. You know, and the people that seeing this and know me from back then to now know I held up. And it's a proven fact that I learned something from it and I reformed, because that's what kept me free. I changed my mind. I decided that I don't want to spend the rest of my life here. My charge partner has 2 life sentences after trial. I didn't want to be there for the rest of my life. I didn't go there with life, but it's prisons that didn't go there with life. I know prisons that went there with 3 years. He didn't only go backwards to end up with life, man, he died there.
Oh, wow. Died there.
So you think about that. 3 years, life sentence, dead.
Wow.
All in prison. And people ask, hey, people dying in prison? Google the Mississippi State Penitentiary Department, January 11th through the 14th, and you ask yourself, are them dead human beings laying there in blood? Yes, you will die there. It is not. It used to be about doing the time and getting out. Man, now you got to do the time and try to live to get out. So it's a big difference now. It's a big difference now. You used to be worried about doing that time. Now you got to worry about living in there, surviving. Doing the time. Time gonna do itself. Now you got to worry about living to get through. So that's why I say, man, you know, don't let nobody tell no one that it's easy being away from family. Everybody you know, you place in a situation. Total strangers. You around the roughest, toughest of people from all over Mississippi. Right. If he was the roughest in that town, trust me, he in there. Because he wouldn't stop until he got in trouble, like me. And the trouble just kept growing. You kept doing until we ended up here. We started out in the detention center. We went to training school. We went to Raymond. And then we went to Rankin County. And then we went to the penitentiary. And it was like a reunion, because in there normally it's the same people. It's that percentage that the statistics all about. It's the same 85% of us that stayed in trouble our whole life until we became grown men in trouble, in prison. So.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that. Is it safe to say, if you change your way of thinking, you can be statistics?
It is definitely a goal on that. It's most definitely. Change start with the mind. So, you may not believe this, but if you don't ever change your way of thinking, you won't ever get different results. If you think one way, you get them same results, you're going to get them same results. You change the way you think, you get different results. So, I decided at some point in there, I started to ask myself, who am I? I didn't even know nothing about myself. I had focused so much on doing wrong and growing up so rough and tough that I never even took the time out to get to know who I was. I thought I had to make sure I proved something. I made sure I had to be amongst the roughest. I made sure I was a statement. And then I decided that I needed to make another statement, because I had already succeeded in being a fool, going to prison, almost losing my life. I made that statement. And I thought about it. I said, you know what? I have invested a great deal of my life in this, and I don't got nothing to show for it. And that's when I started to think like, man, I'm self-destructing. I'm losing. And I never wanted to be a loser. I never wanted to be a loser. I always thought of myself as a winner. I always thought highly of myself. But then I thought about it. What winner is in prison?
That's true.
I ain't winning. I'm losing. So then, the answer to your question is most definitely change start mentally before physically. The spiritual part is what you're going to most definitely need. You're going to need God to do it. You're not going to do it yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Emotionally, you human. You're going to feel. You're going to cry. You're going to hurt. That's the part that we try to ignore. We try to ignore the emotional side of us. We try to cut that switch off.
Right, that's true.
That's the switch you cut off in prison, feeling anything. So, reformed, you start here, you go from here, and everything go down from there. So, I always said, change your way of thinking, man. Change your people, places, and things. I talked to a great deal of people in there. I learned a lot from prisoners. I always looked at them like people. People call them prisoners. People call them animals. It was people in there that had a heart. They had a heart. They did crimes. They committed crimes, but they had a heart. They was human. They wasn't, it's a growth. They wasn't to their full potential yet. But there's some guys in there with life that may not never get out. Very intelligent. Very reformed. Very ready for society. But may not never get that opportunity. So it was those people that stayed on me and reminded me that I had a chance. I had another shot at it. Take advantage, man. Don't let me see you no more. I had prison guards. I pray to God that my PO officers, Thurman, Miss Trudy Lawrence, a gang of prison guards, and people that work with me along the way get to see this because they'll know that that boy changed. Like, that's how much I was in, that these people they seen the potential in me.
Yeah.
But I didn't see the potential in myself. So it kept me in bondage. But once I broke that bondage and I reformed mentally, man, I've been on a spiral going up. And it been steady going up until I'm sitting right here with you today, doing this interview, trying to save some of my brothers, trying to reach some of the younger cats to let them know that it's more to life than dying. It's more to life than getting a gun. It's more to life than violence. It's more to, man, it's people out here that's not even realizing, man, we should be traveling. We should be seeing the world. I mean, you on your way to prison at 14, 15. You should be on your way to high school.
Exactly.
College. You on your way to prison or your family following you down that road in a hearse. You 16, 17. You riding that bus to Parchment, 18, 19. Man, you losing. So, reformed, I am. I inspire, I encourage, I uplift. I am reformed.
So good. Wow. So good. Do you wish they had counseling for newly released prisoners?
I wish somebody would come talk to them people, period. Or talk to us, period. I wish they had some assistance. I mean, you being funded, the prison system are being funded greatly, man. It's not, prison is a big business. It's not no. You can go back and watch Tupac's interview. I'll drop it in the link below. Or you can subscribe and keep up with it. You can watch Tupac's interview, and he talked about, man, prison system is a big enterprise now. This is a business, man. They started building them. What business do you know that people constantly build is not profited?
That's true.
You don't know no business that they constantly building. They don't constantly build businesses that not profited.
True.
Prison is a big business now. Is they spending the money properly? No. You see the prison conditions.
Definitely not.
They leaving the inmates in there without. And once you take everything from a man, he act just like a caged animal. You treat him like an animal, he become one. So, of course they should have counseling. Of course they should have pre-release programs. Of course they should check on you after you've been released. Not because I'm on probation, because you don't want me to come back.
Right.
I mean, it should be people like me that's being funded to make sure that these guys know that you can do it. Like somebody care, like don't go back, you can make it. But what's little old me versus that big business that study saying we need to build a bigger prison, there's more security, more guards. That means we need more inmates. We need more crime. We need more laws broken.
Wow.
And that requires more taxpayers' money.
That makes sense.
So like, you look at a taxpayer every day. I'm a taxpayer now. You spending my money on a prisoner? I don't see where it's being spent on a prisoner. I was in there. I went without. So I think they should pay more attention. I think they should attend to them guys because, and women, and kids, or whoever, because you are being funded to. It's not a privilege. It's an obligation. Why are you paying taxpayers money and not taking care of the people?
That's true.
Man, we didn't have books. We didn't even have reading material. Like, I remember going in towards the 90s, it used to be the book man come around and let you, check out books to read. And I think about, as I got into the 2000s, I didn't see the book man no more.
Wow.
It wasn't no book reading. Man, they used to have people that donated books to prison. Donated art material. Donated things that we could use. When I left prison in 2010, none of those things were being provided. None of those things. Nothing to reform you. Nothing to rehabilitate you. Nothing to make you say, hey man, you know what, man, I read this book about this guy that changed his life. And he became successful. Not financially, but mentally. He used to be a stone cold killer. But he reformed. Tunky, co-founders of the Crips, killed 4 guys in the 80s. Worked out with Arnold Schwarzenegger, the governor of California. While in prison. Wrote numerous of books while in prison. Same governor, Arnold Schwarzenegger, did not grant a pardon upon his life. And he was executed. Reformed. Yes, he took 4 lives. But they wouldn't even grant him a pardon to just do life. Don't take his life.
Yeah. So sad.
So, do I feel like they should have pre-release programs? Do I feel like they should have classes after release? Not on probation. Free will. That I can come and talk to prisoners that can attend and not say, I'm here by force. I'm here by choice. It's guys out here like me. It's guys out here like me that they reform. They making it. They doing it. And you know why you don't hear from them? Because there's nobody to listen. It's nowhere to come. It's nowhere to come together and say, hey man, I been, you been, you know what I mean. You feel what I'm saying. And we can relate and bond. And reach out for more guys coming out. And it build and it grow. So it's not that. So we don't have that. So of course, the statistics stand strong because it's no reform, it's no rehabilitation. They leave that out because if they leave the rehabilitation out, the system stays packed. Guys come back. And that's why that's life. That's the life of prison.
Wow. That's a lot. That's deep. Thank you. accomplishments or goals have you made since you've gotten out?
My first goal that I made getting out was staying out. That was my first goal. And I'm sitting here doing this interview, I'm doing just that goal. Like, that's one of them goals that I'm gonna forever have. I'm gonna always be reaching for that freedom goal. And when I came home, not having much support from my family, not having a lot of opportunities because I was uneducated. So I always set goals for myself. Like, I want to prove to the world that I had changed. That was one goal that I feel like I've came a great deal upon. Not only did I want to purchase a home just like regular citizens, I always said this one thing upon release: I want to be normal. And people ask, what's normal? Getting up every day, going to work like a regular person, provide for my family, being a man, whatever need to be done as a man, doing it. Not only that, I want to purchase a home, and I want to be able to walk my yard, cut my grass. I wanted to be free. I didn't want to just be free like from prison. I want to be mentally free. I want to be emotionally free. I want to be free from bills. I want to be free from debt. So I sat down and I drew me a format. I said, how could I eliminate these bills? And I started to save. And I said, well, I know I can never own this apartment. And not only that, I can't even get an apartment because I'm a felon. So now the system expects me to buy a home fresh out of prison, uneducated, no experience, no opportunity. Yeah, so I wanted to be free from debt, and not just a financial debt. I wanted to not have like a home debt. I didn't want to have like a car debt. I didn't want to have like I owe you debt, meaning that I borrowed or I stole a scheme, a scam people out of things once I came home with a lot of the con games that people come home with, people do to people. So I started to set myself goals and plans. I started to save. And I didn't tell anyone. That was the biggest thing, not to tell anyone. So I never bought expensive stuff. I never spent a lot of money on stuff. I just did it in secret because I knew I needed somewhere to stay. I knew I didn't have family. I knew I didn't have friends. I knew I was kind of alone. So I played very, very hard ball. I did everything from hustling, anything you can name, to save, because I always had in mind that when I went to go get that apartment, that lady told me I was disapproved because I was a felon. So not only was I fighting against the odds of I'm a convicted felon, I can't get an apartment because I'm a felon. So working at Crystal's trying to get an apartment at 760, I couldn't get an apartment because I was a felon. But this one apartment complex, this one lady gave me a chance, and this was my chance to be free for the first time. Because when I was released, I released in the care of this lady and her family and her family really didn't accept me. So after being shot also and almost dying upon release by also her family member, baby daddy, this was the very first time that I felt free. Because I didn't have to get out of work and go home and not feel accepted and things like that. So this was my first time being free, and I loved in my apartment. I had a chance to furnish my apartment the way I wanted. It was my first time, it was the best feeling ever. And I went on to go through a lot, and that lady gave me a chance. But not once was I ever late on my rent. Not once did I ever was late at my job or call in or any of that. Faithfully for years. I ended up purchasing my home. I ended up buying me a house offline and redoing it, and it's home now, and it's mine, and I didn't allow help. I did it all myself because I didn't want to be in the shadow of anyone else. I wanted to say I did this.
Wow.
Just like I got in trouble, I went to prison, I bought my home.
Wow.
I bought my vehicles. Like I wanted some I wanted some me. So those are things that I accomplished along the way. I always wanted to write my autobiography. I always had my grandmother tell me, we can write a book. We can do a movie because of what we've been through, what our family been through. Like, so I always had this inside me to do, and this is my first time. This is one of my goals. This is one of my to-do things. I knew I wasn't gonna be able to reach people through books because technology now.
Mm-hmm.
I knew YouTube is a very largely populated mid-screen for people visiting besides Facebook, Instagram.
Right.
So I've been doing everything to try to get this going because I want to get my story out. I want to help people, save people. I want to listen to people and just hear them because you never know just listening to a person what kind of relief that person have because they ain't had nobody that listen because ain't nobody showed them that they care enough.
That's true.
So one of my goals was doing this, even if it's just listen. Even if I can just tell them, bro, I couldn't get no apartment either. I can't have a firearm either. Like I'm just like you, but look, this is what we can do. We can be happy. We can be smiling. We can live against the odds. We can beat the odds. We can beat the statistics. I mean, you can do it. Any man that can do time, that's next to death. Because if your mama, your sister, your daughter call and say, I've been raped, you can't even go save her. Right. You can't even protect her. You know how many people told their mama, their daughters, their kids, I'm going to be there for you no matter what. And when you locked away, you alive. You can't be there. Wow. You restrained. So that's why I say, I want to be able to tell them, man, that we here, we now. Not only is we through with, man, we just started. It's more brothers we got to save. It's more sisters we got to get out of there. It's more people got to hear this. We got to show them that, hey, we made it. You can too. So it's like an inspiration with me, man. It's like a feeling I get when I do this. Like I never want to be in front of a camera. I never want to go public about what I went through. But I always want to do it in a book because it was private. But then I thought about, man, I want any and everybody to see what I did. I'm proud of what I did because I am who I am. Look at where I am today.
Such a blessing. Such a blessing. So right now, would you say that you're making up for lost times?
It's funny that you asked that because that was one of the things that a guy in prison told me to never do when I got out, was never try to make up for lost time because you can't. You can never make up for lost time because time is gone. You can't get it back. He said just pick up the pieces and live day to day, now. Because if you go trying to make up for all that lost time, you behind, which means you're going to 9 times out of 10 have to do something that you're not supposed to be doing to catch up. You're not going to be able to go out there and outrun that person that been out there. They ain't never been away from society. They ain't been without a job. You have. So, of course, that person got a nicer car than you, nicer home than you. They been working. They have a career. You just have a job. That person have a big difference. You get hurt on your job, you just hurt. He get hurt on his job, he get paid while he off. He get paid leave, medical leave, all kind of leaves. You might get fired. So that's why I say, making up for lost time, no. Doing things I always wanted to do, yes. But making up for lost time, never. It's impossible. So pick up the pieces and live your life day to day. And strive towards your goals and let everything else be free from bondage. Don't bond yourself with something that you can't get back. You can't turn back the hands of time. That's like saying you want to turn back the hands of time, making up for lost time. It's no such a thing. So don't let nobody fabricate the stories to make you feel like you need to go a little harder or a little faster because you behind. No, God got you right where you supposed to be. If he wanted you up there, you will already be up there.
That's true.
And I tell that about people of faith. If you have faith and you believe, you right where you supposed to be. It ain't no mistake that I was in prison. It ain't no mistake that I went 14. Wasn't none of that a mistake. That was in the plan for my life. I just hope to touch some people that may be going to prison, just got out of prison, thinking about going, not care about going. I just want you to just hear me out. I may change what you're thinking about. I may not. But you can believe this. You're going to remember my voice if you don't make the right decision, because you're going to be where I was. And I heard all them people voices saying, you need to change. If you don't stop, this going to happen. If you don't quit, you're going to end up somewhere you don't want to be. You're going to make your bed hard. You're going to have to lay in it. And I did that. And them the people, you're going to hear your mama. You're going to hear your teachers, whoever was telling you, stop, change, don't do that. You're going to hear them. You're going to see their faces. And you're going to say, man, they told me. And that's what this about. I just want to be one of them faces that you say, man, he told me. So that's what it's about with me, man. So.
Wow. All right, thank you. Do you feel, looking back at your past, that prison benefited you?
110%.
110.
Prison made me who I am today. You know, like, where would I be without prison? I wouldn't be thinking like this. I think without prison, I've been dead. Like, I don't think it's nothing. I don't think prison is second to death. Like they say, sleep is second to death. It's the cousin of death, sleep. Prison is the second to death. Because you ain't no good. You can be a millionaire in prison and you ain't got no more than me. You can't even spend that $1 million in prison. You can't even go to the bank and get it. You still need somebody to go get your money and send it to you. So, prison made me who I am today. I'm most definitely thankful for prison. For anybody that feel like you got to go to prison and think like this, no, you don't. You don't have to go to prison. You can start today, right now, reforming your brain, yourself, your thinking, your ways, practicing to smile, practicing, tell yourself nice things, say positive stuff. Look over stuff. Let stuff go. You step on my foot, my bad. It don't kill you by the shoe. I can get another shoe. I can't get another day.
That's true.
I can't get another day. So all them days I did in prison, I can't get them back. All the stuff that you're not going to let go, once you go to prison for it, you're going to wish you let it go. And when you get out, you're going to let it go. Because if you don't, you're going to go back. And if you get out and you don't let it go, I promise you're going to go back. So it's on you how much time you want to do. But remind yourself of this. That prison is there for life. So whenever you decide that you don't want to change, they say the light is the red light special. It stay on. That light stay on in jail. In prison, they open all night. It ain't no, you can't go on Christmas. You can go to prison on any day. You can go to jail any day of the week, any month. My birthday, your birthday, his birthday. It don't matter. So it starts with you. But if you had to ask me, did prison benefit me? 110%.
110%. Thank you for giving us that insight. We needed this.
Okay. Well, last but not least, I did this interview in hope to save someone, inspire someone, open their mind, and just think about what you want to do with your life. Because, like I said before, the decisions you make is going to be solely dependent upon your future, you know, your kids, your family. Because like me and my family not tight now because I went away. And that's my fault. I should have been there. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm reforming my whole entire life. And like I say, it's a work in progress. It's not done. It's in progress now. Like, I'm doing this in hope to reach my family. I'm doing this in search to reach other people's families, or other guys, other women, whoever that's going through this or been through it or have a family member that's going through it. So that's why I say be better, do better, think better. That's the only way you're going to ever be better. There's no other way around it. Because when you think about it, what you put your time into, that's what you're going to become. Good, bad, or ugly. So try, subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell, hit the like. Keep up with me. I'm going to keep up with you. Ask me questions, any kind of question. I'm pretty sure people going to ask questions. Have you been raped? No, I haven't been raped, man. You know, or anything. It's no right or wrong question when you go to prison, because it's not even privacy anymore in life once you go to prison. You sleeping with people, you showering with people. When you use the restroom, you using the restroom in front of everybody. It's no privacy no more. It's no more dignity. All that is gone. When you come home, you learn to look at life from a whole different perspective. So that's what my channel gonna be about. Uplifting you, inspiring you, encouraging you, uplifting you, and introducing you to my mind, the inside of my life, what I went through. So, like I said, man, hopefully I saved at least one someone. If I saved one, I did my job. If I just saved one person, if one person subscribed, I did my job. Because it's people out here that ain't saving no one. Ain't got no intentions on saving no one. So this is the end of my interview, man. I'm gonna sum it up. I have enjoyed sharing this with you. This has been like this has been the greatest feeling doing this, because I've always wanted to do it. Like I said before, I work today. I'm tired, it's raining. But for you, I came out and I did part 3. And man, that's what it's about, man. You know, pushing it, man, for what you want in life. And I pushed it for this interview. I pushed it for you, man. So y'all stay tuned, man. Subscribe my YouTube channel, D-Mac. Hit the bell. Y'all heard it before. Subscribe, man. Keep up with me, man. I love y'all. Pray. Keep the faith, man. And don't ever give up on yourself. Peace.